everybody. Good morning to you. How are you? So, I woke up this morning and checked Twitter and YouTube, and Chantal's been rather busy. She did a video yesterday that she posted that the moment I saw it, I was like, why is she posting this? Why is this an entire video? Because what she discussed in the video was a short issue that could have been addressed within a couple of minutes. Why turn it into an entire 10-minute plus video? It screams desperation for content. It screams, I need money, so I'll make content out of everything and anything that I could think of. So she did a video addressing the age of her parents when she was conceived, although she didn't have to do that. Or if she wanted to address it, she could have done it during her live. She also did another video this morning called I Had a Rough Week. And I watched a few minutes of it, and I'm still looking around for a crowbar to unstick my eyes because they're rolled all the way in the back of my head. And I'm going to forewarn you guys, listening to her complain, listening to her gripe and complain, moan about her life, I'm in a snarky mood. And I'm going to let go on her because I'm tired of her BS. I'm really, really sick of it. Sick of the whining and the crying and the complaining when honestly she has nothing to complain about. Yeah, so expect a lot of snarkiness with my react. Before we get into that though, I'd like to show you the different things on Twitter so we can do a quick Twitter catch up. So let me just go ahead and share the screen so you guys can see what I see. Okay. And for those of you that happen to be on Twitter X and you would like to follow me on Twitter X, there's my handle, Wild Girl Sarah. Whenever I do a video or do a live, I post it on Twitter X because YouTube, they sometimes drop the ball for notifications. Do better, YouTube. What do I pay you for? But if you ever want to be informed of what's going on with my channel, being on Twitter X is a really good way to go about it. And bonus, you get to keep up with some of the interesting tea going on YouTube. So let's start here with a post from Carrie S2222. Carrie says, I am 100% certain that Foodie Beauty meets every single trait listed below. I'm not a doctor. I am not here to diagnose Foodie with anything. But what are the traits of a sociopath? Sociopathy traits: lack of empathy for others, check. Impulsive behavior, definitely check. Attempting to control others with threats or aggression, check, check, check on that. You guys saw how she was with Natter with the retro react that I did yesterday. Using intelligence, charm, or charisma to manipulate others. That's a half check. Not learning from mistakes or punishment, check. Lying for personal gain, double check on that one. Showing a tendency towards physical violence or fights. Well, I don't know about her in physical violence, but I do know she loves fights. So I'm not diagnosing her with anything. I'm not a doctor or a psychiatrist, but she's checked off a lot of those boxes, hasn't she? Hello YouTube says, LOL, apparently we are experiencing her morning community rage storm. Foodie, eat a Snickers and go to bed. So she's been busy on her community post. What does this have to do with, what is she commenting on this time? Lord, it has to do with BBJ. Why are we going back to that? Why is she raging about BBJ? What happened? She rages about random things for absolutely no reason, other than she can just trying to tick off Girl World to get more attention from Girl World. Hey, Foodie, I'm not one to help you. Even if I wanted to help you, which I don't, you're beyond help. You don't want to listen to anybody. You don't want to accept help. You don't want to seek out help. So this is not about me helping you. But if you want to get girl world's attention, how about try something new? You know, new, not old, not tired, not played out, not talked to death. We would really appreciate that. But let's go over her community post. Foodie Beauty says, to address this comment, if I had made the decision to put BBJ to sleep, then why was I rehoming her to the fraudulent Amy Flowers scammer? Stop there. Stop right there. Because you were, Chantal, going back and forth in your mind if you should put her to sleep. You addressed it many times. You made many comments pointing in the direction that you were going to have her euthanized. What was that comment you made? Box or bag? Didn't you also make the comments that, oh, she's an old cat? And if she's going to be on medications, I would rather put her to sleep. Didn't you also say that? You did. You did. And as far as Amy Flowers, what were the circumstances revolving around Amy Flowers? Does anybody know or remember? Amy Flowers was supposed to be somebody that was bedridden. Chantal was going to give BBJ to somebody who was bedridden, someone who probably would not be able to take BBJ to the vet and get her the medical care she so desperately needed, because she was in poor health, because she was malnourished, because she had kidney disease, and her nails were grown into her foot pads for the second time. And she had a UTI so severe, poor little BBJ was actually peeing blood. That's how far Chantal let it go. Let's not even talk about the dirty, infected ears and the rotted teeth. Hence the reason why BBJ couldn't eat, because her teeth were hurting. You wanted to rehome her to Amy Flowers, maybe hoping that BBJ would pass away with Amy Flowers, and that would be the end of that. And then all of your serious neglect would be hidden. The worst of your evils would never be found out. You know what you were hoping for, and so do we. And thank God it didn't happen. Thank God the spirits intervened and said, not today, Satan. Not today. We're going to save this one. We're not going to let happen what you want to happen. Going forward, it says, I said I was considering it because I was trying to do the best thing for a sick 21-year-old cat who had chronic kidney disease, among other health issues. Oh, is that an admission? That you knew she had health issues and you did nothing about any of them? That sounds like a confession, y'all. Because didn't Foodie tell us all that time there's nothing wrong with her? So which is it? She had nothing wrong with her, or you knew there were things wrong with her and you never got her treated? Because during that entire time, you didn't take her to the vet. You didn't get her medications for her kidney disease. You didn't feed her special food so that she could eat. You certainly didn't get her nails trimmed. For those who are somebody that you love animals, perhaps you've never had a cat. Cats normally sharpen their nails on whatever things, furniture, rugs, carpets. They do that, to sharpen their claws. And it takes several months for a cat's claws to go from being normal to growing all the way under the little foot pads. That's just not a couple of months worth of neglect. That's several months. I know, because I've had a cat and her nails stay trimmed. So did you know about her issues, Chantal, and you just didn't care? You didn't get her the medications, didn't take her to the vet. Or did you? BBJ had also lost a ton of weight and was pretty much bones no matter what she would eat. And sometimes the humane thing is to do is euthanize a pet instead of prolonging suffering. So your pet had lost a ton of weight. What'd you do about it? You came home from Kuwait. You were at home for 3 weeks. Did you do anything? When you came home from Kuwait, did you not notice that one of your pets had lost a ton of weight? That would not alarm you that maybe you need to do something? Others put their pets to sleep for a lot less. Ahem, Maggie for X. When I consider it, it's an issue. Oh, we're doing that game? Let's do the whataboutisms. What about this person? Look over here, look over there. Trying to bring somebody else into the picture and use them as an example does not free you up from the responsibility that you have as a pet parent, Chantal. It doesn't lessen the evil that you've done, ma'am. Damage that I'm sure BBJ is still living with to this day. Even after all the care that she's been given, all the medications, I'm sure she's still dealing with at least parts of the neglect that you are responsible for. I wasn't considering this option to be cruel. Yes, you were. Yes, you were. You were considering the option because you want to get back to Kuwait and with Salah as fast as possible. And you looked at both your cats as hurdles that had to be crossed. You gave away Sam. That very night that you gave him away, you threw yourself a little pizza party in celebration. Imagine that. Sam was your favorite, remember? He was your favorite. And you celebrated with a pizza party. And then you gave BBJ away. You were considering the option because you knew what you did. You knew how neglectful you were. I'm sure you had an idea how sick BBJ was and you wanted to hide it. You were using the same tactics on your cat that you use with yourself. You create a problem, and instead of solving the problem, you run from it. You try to escape. You don't deal with things and get them solved. It is that way for yourself. It is that way for any pet that you bring around you. Look at Julia right now. Instead of just simply getting her fixed, she's still unfixed. How simple would it be to take her and get her fixed so she's not going into heat anymore? It would just take a trip to the vet, schedule the appointment, get her fixed, and it's a done deal. And she won't go into heat anymore, but you refuse to do it. Why? Because you're neglectful. You're a horrible person and you should be ashamed. If everyone is so concerned about BBJ, how about being concerned about her now? Doesn't matter because in the end, I choose to rehome her with someone who lied to me and said they were a perfect fit to take care of an elderly pet. You know what? I'm not concerned for BBJ because I'm looking at the person or people who are taking care of her. I look at their history, who they are, what their character is. I trust FFG and I trust her family. I don't know her family. I don't know her, but I look at her character, how much she loves animals. She would never neglect a pet. She would never allow an animal to be neglected. She's paying for the medical bills. You? I'm looking at your character, your history with animals, with your own animals, with BBJ, Sam, how you treated them, how they lived. And I'm also considering, and not to be forgotten, Timbit, who was Pizza's cat, that you urged him to euthanize. That didn't have to happen either. And now Julia and Harry, how caring you are to them. I'm not worried about BBJ. I know she's being well taken care of. And even if, God forbid, something happened to BBJ, if all that BBJ had was one day of no suffering, no pain, living in a calm, comfortable, clean home, well fed. If all that happened meant one day for that baby, that she could be at peace and she wasn't sad, she was loved. She'd go to bed with a full belly, purring. If her being taken from you, she could just get one day out of it, it was worth it. Because at least her last memories would not be bad ones. Because there were nothing but bad memories with you. But I'm absolutely certain that BBJ has had more than one day. I trust the character of the people who have her. Don't trust you at all. Nope. And no, I'm not raging. I'm calmly pointing out facts about the situation, since most believe anything they hear and don't have the brains to think for themselves. And Chantal, why did you feel the need to address this at 8:30 in the morning? Why is this on your mind? Why aren't you in bed next to your husband, sleeping? Or if not sleeping, enjoying the time next to him? Is it because he's not there? Doesn't want to be there? Is it because it's 8:30 in the morning and you're all alone with your thoughts just spinning around in your brain like a whirlpool going around and around? You know, the more you try to paint the picture of a happy marriage, the more things like this counteract it. And we don't believe it. We don't believe it. You contradict yourself all the time. Kristen says it's still awake and growing hangrier, it would appear. Don't email Chantal. If you do, you're basically asking to be doxxed. Yeah, I don't recommend anybody emailing Chantal. Don't do it. Please don't do it. Bad idea. She's a mean one, is Chantal. I would recommend not doing it. Don't give your real name, nothing. Just leave it alone. Nothing you say to her is going to change her, is going to change her mind, is going to give her an epiphany. Why bother? She's just looking for engagement. She's looking for people to talk to. She's looking for negative attention. Don't give her what she wants. Kristen says 8:30 a.m. and Foodie Beauty hasn't been to bed yet. Instead, she is rage posting things the length of short papers on her community posts. She talks all the time about wanting to change her life. I got to do this. I got to do that. I got to fix my sleep patterns. Not if you're staying up all night. Being angry. You're angry all day. You're angry all night. When are you not mad? How is this productive? It really isn't. It's stupid. Let's see. Judge Judy says, Foodie Beauty, no matter how you spin it, you handed BBJ over to a stranger so you could move to Kuwait and fake marry Salah and run away from paying your taxes. Her nails were in her pads. She was matted and you neglected her, period. Oh, I forgot about that. Thank you for reminding me, Judge Judy. Yeah, that was a thing too. For those who don't know about that. Little BBJ was also severely matted, to the point where, because of her age, because of her health conditions, unfortunately, they could not put her under and shave the mats off. So because of the pain of the mats, which if you've never had a cat, when a cat's skin is like onion skin, it's very, very thin, very, very delicate. And mats can get so bad, they go all the way down to the skin. And if the skin breaks, there could be an infection. Little BBJ had severe mats going to the skin. And it took several vet visits getting them off a little at a time. They couldn't be removed all at once. That's how bad it was, y'all. That's how bad it was. That's how bad Chantal let it get. And again, she didn't have to. She was making good money. She could have hired people to take her pets to the vet, could have hired a mobile groomers to keep up with things so it didn't get that bad. I mean, getting the nails trimmed for a cat is so cheap, like $10. So for the cost of a Starbucks coffee, she could have gotten at least one of the cat's nails trimmed. $20, they're both done. Couldn't be bothered. Could not be bothered. That's why girl world don't like her. You know, like neglecting herself is one thing, that's a choice. But if you have an animal, they depend on you. And if you are not dependable, the kindest thing you can do is say, I want to do my own thing. So I'm going to give the cats to somebody who is capable, to a good home. They'll be well taken care of. And I can feel good knowing that they're in good hands. She didn't even do that. She didn't even vet the people that were taking the pets. All she knew was, I'm just going to dump them off on whoever and get going. And that's exactly what she did. And I'm so glad it blew up in her face. Chantal, you deserve that. You deserve that evil coming out. You really did. Everybody needed to know what a neglectful person you are, how cold and soulless you are. Okay. Hello YouTube says, is she so desperate for money that she literally has to make a video talking about her parents' ages when she was born? Get a life, Chantal. No one cares. Yeah, like, I'm not reacting to that video. It's stupid. It's so stupid. Two-tailed caper says, Foodie Beauty bought Salah a mountain of tissues so he can lay them down, pretend the furniture is Kybella's white butt. And okay, you guys can read that. I mean, can I ask the question? I've got to ask the question. Why would anybody need that many tissues? You know what? Don't answer that. I don't want to know. I don't want to know. I'm sorry I asked that question. I really don't want to know. Sorry I asked that. Okay, how about a palate cleanser from Prost of Cats? Bro is tasting every single H2O. Kitty's like, that's good water. Spring water, is it? That's cute. That is so cute. Okay, this is from Del Pondu saying, quote, I'm too lazy for a fake account. Chantal, Foodie Beauty, ma'am, Melissa Cook, Maria Pondu, Krista Bazillion, and Cheyenne Wolf would like to have a word, please. I know I showed this before, but I just want to show it again for context. That's just a sampling of her fake accounts that she used to talk to Natter back and forth. Okay, so now that we've got that going, let me get past Chantal and her stupid cameos. I don't want to show that. I don't care. All right, we're going to switch over to the video itself. And remember, I'm going to be snarky with her. I don't care. I'm tired of her excuses. They make me sick. Why are you crying like a baby? Why are you complaining like a baby when you're a 40-year-old woman? Stop it. Had enough. Let's go. Still waiting on my petty, so I am not showing my feet on the scale once again. You can't go to a salon to get a pedicure, Chantal. You got to go to a podiatrist. Hasn't anybody told you that you are a diabetic and getting a regular pedicure where there might be the chance of little cuts on your feet turning infected or septic? You can't get a regular pedicure. Okay, you just can't. You can't. But that's a non-issue. Let's keep going.
October 30th. 153.9. I'm going to do.
I don't even know why she shows us these weigh-ins when they're all a bunch of BS. It's a bunch of lies. That scale does not go up to a level that can capture all of her weight. It doesn't even go up to 400 pounds, and she's well over 400 pounds. Okay, Chantal, I don't care what anybody says. She's over 500 pounds. I will put any amount of money on that because she was close to 400 back when she was with BB. That was in 2018. She was 23 pounds away from being 400 then. And anybody can look at any of her videos from that time and look at her, notice the way she looked, notice the way she breathed and moved versus now. There's a very big difference. So why are we still bothering with the scale when it's always going to be a lie? What is the point of acting as if you're going to be holding yourself accountable when you aren't? You're just using it as a manipulation tactic to lie to your audience, hoping that some of them believe you when a lot of them don't. Girl World certainly doesn't.
Do it again just to make sure. Okay. Exact same. What the heck?
And you know what, Chantal? Excuses. We hear nothing but excuses from you. Oh, I don't want to show my feet because of the pedicure. Then put some socks on. This is not hard. Put some socks on and put your feet with the socks on the scale. Figure it out.
Okay, so 153.9.
So she's claiming to be 339 pounds. No, she ain't. Nah. Now add another couple hundred pounds to that. That's more the correct weight. That's more the correct weight. Why? Can I ask a question? I'm going to ask the question because it needs to be asked. Why is it the scale always reads the same weight? Just about. The same weight. And that number really doesn't move. And she's been eating the fast food, been eating the pasta, the cheese, the junk food. The number on that scale hasn't really moved too terribly much. If she were eating right, I would think the number would be going down and we could see that. Or if she were gaining weight, it would go up a bit, but it always, levels out in the same place. Another way she's telling on herself. By the way, this scale has an overload indicator, proving that it's not just overloaded and giving inaccurate readings. It's a bathroom scale you can buy for the house, and there's all kinds of ways in the world that you can tear the scale and make the weight inaccurate. I mean, we can't see her feet. We don't know how she was standing on that scale, if she had 1 foot on or 1 foot off. I've heard the trick of putting bottle caps or something underneath the scale to take some pounds off. There's all kinds of ways to do it, little tricks. And I'm sure she's researched them all. So now, I don't trust you, Chantal. Never trust a liar.
Hi, guys.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. We're already getting started. Oh, boy. What do we got going on, YouTube? Let's see. Well, the manipulation has already started. Let's see. Let's go down the list from what I can see already. When Chantal wants to appear vulnerable, she doesn't wear any makeup. When she wants to rage, she puts all her makeup on. Girls, she puts on the whole palette, including the red lipstick. But when she wants to appear vulnerable and pathetic, we'll go for the no makeup look. No lipstick, no eyeshadow, no eyebrow color, nothing. to appear much more innocent. Yeah, I see you, Chantal. I see you. I see what you're up to. I'm familiar with it. And she's talking in that soft voice. We're talking in the soft ASMR voice. You know, hi, everybody. How are you? I hope you're having a good day. Is everyone all right? She's talking in that voice, okay? That soft, whispery, airy voice. Manipulative. Very manipulative. And what's the title of this video? I had a rough week. So you had a rough week, but you're coming on camera smiling? You're smiling. Duper's delight.
I'm telling you, if you haven't used Vaseline for your lips, you're missing out. So, I
So performative. Before she even gets deep into this was so performative. Because look at her. You got this. Chantal is the queen of clickbait. She even did a tips for YouTube video long ago, way, way back in the day, where she talked about the use of clickbait to take something small and turn it into something big in the title to get people watching. So the title of this video is, I had a rough week. Lifestyle changes are so hard, knowing that if she sounds dramatic, people are going to click on it because they're like, what's wrong, Foodie? Are you okay? They're going to watch out of concern because they don't know what's going on until they watch. And as they watch, she's getting the Google AdSense money. So she made this video, put this title, and look at her, peacocking, preening for the camera, putting on her lipstick, posing for the camera. You're not a good actress, Chantal. You're not.
It stays in place more. I think that's the key, but we'll see. If you're a hijabi, you know about slippage. It's real. Okay, my beautiful cat is here. Do you want to say hi to the people? Oh.
Chantal, why do you have to pick up Juliet and hold her for every video? Are you trying to give the impression you actually care for her? I'm so attached to Julia. Jews. Then get her fixed. Get her fixed. And for God's sakes, lady, clean up that apartment so she can run around and have the doggone zoomies. Queen Booger had the zoomies this morning. Your cat can't have the zoomies in a filthy, sloppy, cluttered apartment.
Oh. Hi, people. Oh. Juicy juice. All right. So I did a weigh-in today. It was weigh-in Wednesday. And I was dreading this weigh-in, guys. I was dreading this weigh-in. You have no idea.
Question, why are your eyes glassy? Your eyes are all kinds of glassy. Did you take something? Did you smoke something? What's with the glassy eyes? I'm just asking questions.
I was almost not going to do it and just like do my thing where I'm like, I don't want people to talk about my weight. I don't want people to talk about my struggles anymore. Like, I don't want to give people fodder to attack me over things anymore. And I was just going to I was in the mood to just clam up and like keep all weight loss stuff off of my channel until I've made some progress, respectable progress.
Well, you know what? You're not going to get it. You're not going to get it. As long as you have a YouTube channel, as long as you're catering to the feedies and you're coming on camera and you're eating during your live streams, as long as you are eating the junk food behind the scenes or on camera, as long as you're putting tags on your videos, catering to the feedies. Yeah, I saw that too. Putting tags like fat girl eating. You're never going to break the wheel. It's going to keep rolling. You can say all you want about, I'm trying for my weight loss. The weight is not going to be lost until you get therapy for your problems, for your addictions, for whatever might be ailing you. How can you start to heal if you're sick? Healing only comes when you're sick and you seek out treatment of some form or another. Then you heal. You're proactive in your healing. You care about your healing. But if you're proactive in your sickness and you're promoting your sickness and you're seeking out people to enable and fund your sickness, the sickness will continue in whatever form it takes. Chantal, you got to make a stand. You got to pick a lane. Are you proactive in sickness and addiction, or are you proactive in being in recovery and healing? You can't straddle the fence. You can't. It just doesn't work. No, ma'am. No. No. Getting on camera and eating a whole casserole dish of bechamel pasta, not going to heal you. Going to continue to make you more sick. You're a carb addict. Yeah, I said it. You're a carb addict. And I get it, because I used to be one. Ooh, girl. Loved my bread. Yes. Love that pasta. Yes, ma'am. Love the sugar. It's hard to break, but it can be broken. And you start breaking that habit. You start breaking through it all when you seek treatment, when you seek therapy, and you get to a point within yourself where you say, I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. I don't want this addiction no more. I don't want it to control me and control my every thought. I don't want it to be the first thing that I think of when I wake up and the last thing I think of before I go to sleep. I don't want to have dreams about food. I don't want food to control me. I want to control me. You break through that wall. You don't want to break through the wall. You want to build the walls around you, because that's your fortress. That's your comfort. That is your empire. It revolves around food. And you invite people into your fortress that supports you in hurting yourself. So as long as that's going on, there's no hope.
Significant progress, I should say, because any progress is respectable. But like, how Nick Akano did. He came back when he was at the end stages. Same with people like Obese to Beast.
That whispery voice is driving me nuts. Stop it. Stop trying to manipulate people with that whispery voice. Trying to appear vulnerable. Guys, I'm so vulnerable today. I have no makeup on. And I'm talking slow and soft and vulnerable like I really care. Stop it, girl. You've been online too long. We know all your tricks. We probably know you better than you know yourself. Matter of fact, I don't think you know yourself. I really don't. I think you've lost touch with yourself. I think the person Chantal Marie ceased to be years ago. And the persona Foodie Beauty took completely over. And that's why the person Chantal Marie has so many issues to this day, because you ignore her in favor of the persona. Because the persona has things the person Chantal Marie does not. The person Chantal Marie is lonely, is alone, has unresolved issues. The persona that everybody's come to know on YouTube can turn on a camera anytime and people want to talk to you, will give you attention, has in your mind some kind of worth in this world. So you just dove right into the persona. Let it take center stage. Here's the problem, Chantal. Any person in the world who's in the entertainment business, a singer, an actor, an actress, even if they get on stage or they're doing a film and they're playing a character, when the cameras are turned off, they go back to their dressing rooms, they take off the costume and the makeup, and they walk out the door and they are themselves. There's a line between the make-believe and the real. With you, the lines are all kinds of blurred. You're trying to pull the make-believe into the real, and it's not real. You've abandoned yourself. You feel like your real self is worth nothing, so you give it nothing. And you live in this persona that you've created for YouTube. And you try to convince yourself that the lies that you tell yourself, that if you say them enough times in your mind, they will become real. Guess what? They won't.
I'm sure they had many, many struggles. And one day it just stuck. They were able to keep going longer and longer and being consistent. Now, I still haven't ordered any fast food. My macaroni bechamel is not fast food. It's
What was that? That wasn't something you cooked. And you always got to read the fine print with Chantal. Very fine print. You got to look at the fine print with a microscope. It matters. Oh, I haven't ordered any fast food. Well, what's the fine print? The workaround is Salah could have always brought her the food. So it's still fast food. She just didn't order it. Or maybe he ordered it. So by her definition, she might be telling the truth. Just because she didn't order it. Somebody might have brought it to her, like Salah. It's still fast food, Chantal, and it's still bad for you.
Made pasta. And I haven't had any fast food joints since Thailand still.
Because you're broke. Broke Betty, you're broke. You went wild in Thailand buying all that fast food, buying all the edibles. You know you did. You're going wild, girl. Going to Lush and buying all kinds of stuff for 6 weeks. You're going wild. When you first arrived, you told us, I'm on a food budget. Well, that got blown out the window. And you used the excuse of being lonely and bored to eat more fast food. And then when you got home, lack of money, Salah said, we can't do the fast food this month. You're far too broke, ma'am. And you had yourself some little rages, and I'm sure you still do. But it's because of the overspending in Thailand. You went nuts. Especially with the edibles. How many edibles did you purchase, Chantal? How many bags? Quite a bit, I would imagine. I'm sure that ate up a lot of money.
Maybe that is having an impact on me not gaining weight, because I have been overeating quite a bit more than.
Stop it. Stop it. You're minimizing it. You are. One food addict cannot lie to another. Don't look at me and tell me you've been overeating, ma'am. Especially not me. It's BS. Absolute BS. Overeating means you eat a little bit more than you should. Sitting down and eating a portion for 6 people, that's more than overeating. Let's just call things by the right names. If you're going to do it, call it by its right name. Look at it. Smell it. Taste it. Identify it. Describe it. It's a B moment. It's a big B moment. Come on. Who are you talking to? We got eyes, we can see. You show us. You do your lives, you do your videos, you show us the food portions, which are way, way out of proportion. That's not a little bit of overeating. Overeating means you had a few extra bites. That's more than a few. More. You don't know what healthy portions look like. You think, I'm going to starve. If I have just a little portion, nah, you'll be fine. I promise you, you will. I promise you. You're not going to starve. You need to get back in touch with what a healthy portion looks like. You don't go anywhere. You don't do anything. Why do you need so much food? Even somebody who does a labor intense job doesn't eat as much food as you. Like people who are lumberjacks or construction workers and they're on their feet all day, carrying heavy things. They don't need that many calories, girlfriend. You sit around and steal all day. What do you need all that food for? Why do you need 8,000 calories? You don't. Where's it all going to go? What's it all being used for? Nothing. You don't need all that.
When I was on track, and I haven't done the treadmill.
About that. Let's address that. Even when you were on the treadmill, you were doing the basic bare minimum. And I've said before, Chantal, like, I don't know what's going on inside of you as far as your health, as far as your heart health, your lungs, your kidneys, all of that. You need to get that checked out. If you care, you'll get it checked out. You don't know what's going on underneath the hood, how good the engine is, how fast it can run. You don't know what exertion will be too much or too little. You need to go find out. But you're on the treadmill. And let's think about this. It takes 3,500 calories to make 1 pound of fat. And if you're over there chugging down like 7,000, 8,000 calories, girl, you're gaining a pound plus per day. And let's also think about your pensions for eating before bed. Worst time ever to eat a big calorie heavy meal. Because when you go to bed, you're not working it off. You go straight to bed and the calories go with you. So you're not burning off any of those calories, which means the body converts them into fat because it's like boxes being delivered by UPS. The boxes get delivered and the UPS driver says, where do I put this? Where do you want it to go? And the body says, oh, I guess we got some room over here, or maybe over here, or perhaps back there. And you're 5 feet tall. I'm 5'3". You should be in the 115, 120 pound range. You got a smaller skeleton than I do. Shorter too. And when you're short, you don't have that much real estate to start with. You just don't have it. Your body is carrying 400 extra pounds, Chantal. Much more than it can handle. That's why you're in pain. I mean, shoot. I mean, I'm not bragging or nothing. Let's not take it as that. But take a look at me. All right, I'll scoot back so you can see me, Chantal. Look, 5'3". I got my sweater and stuff on right now because it's cold. But you see how I'm built. Okay? Tiny, short. It's just how it is. It is what it is. But this should be where you should be. I'm not saying you have to be a skinny and lose all the weight. You need some healthy weight on you, but I'm small, okay? And so are you. Your skeleton is small. You, ma'am, weight-wise, you are carrying the equivalent of 2 or 3 of me attached to you. Do you get that? Because I'm 120 pounds. I don't know where I'm at right now, but think about that. The extra weight on your body could make 2 or 3 people. That is why it hurts. That's why it's so painful. Your skeleton is saying, man, I don't know what to do. I can't. I can't support all this. You're asking a building to support the weight of hundreds of pounds of extra bricks, and it wasn't built that way. You got to cut that out. Your body can't do that. Let's keep going.
And that's just because I'm so unmotivated right now. And
you always are. I'm so sick of that excuse. Raise your hand, everybody, if you're tired of her excuses. We've heard the same crap over and over. I'm so unmotivated. I'm so tired. She's always come up with these. I'm so tired. Tired from what? What do you do to make yourself tired? If you're doing nothing and you're tired, you should seek medical help. You should be going to the doctor and saying to the doctor, Doctor, why am I so tired? Do I have a medical problem that's making me tired? Do I have a heart problem? What is going on here? He'll probably tell you the same things he's been telling you for the longest. You need to lose weight. It just got to happen. Lose a doggone weight. Eat healthy. Try to eat healthy. Drop some of those pounds. But if there's a medical issue making you feel tired, you should know about it. Or I'm sure you'd want to know about it, right? But you're not inquiring. You're not asking questions. You're not seeking out information. You're not going to people that can do tests and give you answers. You avoid the answers. You're scared of the answers. You're always running and escaping, running and escaping. Sick to death of hearing you say you're tired. What's she going to do about it? If you're not going to do anything about it, then stop complaining about being freaking tired.
And I'm having trouble with my sleep.
Go to bed at a decent hour. Don't be up all night waiting for Salah to go to bed so you can sneak eat. Why are you up all night? What are you doing? Why is it so important to be up all night until wee hours of the morning doing community posts that make no sense? You got no obligations, Chantal. None. You don't have a husband. You got to get up in the morning early and make him breakfast and send him off to work. And you don't have any kids to take care of. You don't even have a job to go to at a set hour. You don't have to battle traffic. So why can't you get your sleep? What is going on? You can't get your sleep. I don't understand the whole thinking of being up all night when you don't have to be. She could easily fix her sleep schedule within a week.
And I'm just off track.
You've been off track. Next.
It's just hard. I want to get back on track.
How many times have we heard this too? I want to get back on track. Don't tell us, show us. We are well past the point of believing you. Don't tell us what you're going to do. Just do it. Just do it. Don't tell people what you're going to do. Just do it. I mean, you like to bring up your friend Nick Avocado. Look what he did. He didn't tell anybody what he was doing. He just did it. And then he popped up. Surprise. He just did it. That's why it was a shock. You tell us these things. Oh, I'm so tired. I want to get back on track. But there's no but. Just do it. Just get it done.
And I do plan to.
Famous last words from a serial procrastinator. I'm going to do it soon. I'll do it later. I'll start tomorrow. Why not today? If you wait till tomorrow, you're going to eat another 7,000, 8,000 calories, gain another pound or two. Why not start now? Why not today? How bad does it have to get before you get started? And if you wait too late, can you get started?
I think that I'm going to wait till after Halloween. I know
Why? Why? Because you want to eat the Halloween candy? You can eat candy anytime, Chantal. You're not a child. You're an adult. If you want candy, you can have it anytime you want. You don't have to wait on junk food. Why do it after Halloween? You know what's going to happen after Halloween, y'all? Then Thanksgiving is right around the corner. She's going to say, well, I'm going to wait till after Thanksgiving. And then Christmas with all that food. Oh, I'll wait till after Christmas. 3 months will go by. She'll gain even more weight. Chantal, you need to do something now if you're going to do it, because girlfriend, you are so close to being bedbound. You seal on the couch. You can barely move. You have to roll off the couch. I mean, if that's not a warning sign to get your health together, I don't know what is. But you got to care about yourself. You can't come online and expect complete strangers who are not part of your personal life to care about you more than you do. I think that's unfair, to put the burden of care on strangers when you put none upon yourself and you're not seeking out solutions to your problems. But you want everybody to care. You want to involve everyone. You want them to worry over you when you're not worried over you.
now that sounds so typical and so like, I'm going to wait till after, I'm going to wait till next Monday kind of thing. And it is. I want to have treats for Halloween.
Boom. There it is. I want to have treats for Halloween. Oh, so food obsessed. She doesn't want to miss out on the candy and the junk food, which, again, she's an adult. She can have it anytime. She can go to a grocery store, fill up an entire grocery cart with Snickers and ice cream and cookies and whatever she wants anytime she pleases. So why is Halloween so special? What is she going to do? Go door to door in Kuwait and say trick or treat? And they're going to give her candy? Nah. So why is it so important to wait till after Halloween is over? It's dumb.
It's a comfort thing for me, and
That's the problem. Food is your comfort. Stop going to food for comfort. It doesn't love you. It'll never love you. It'll never love you back. Get that through your head. It has no heartbeat. It has no brain. It has no soul. It can't give you the kind of comfort you want, the kind you really want. It just fills up your stomach. That's all. Stop using food for comfort and escape. Take all the emotional anchors off food, for real. Using the wrong thing for the wrong problem, and it never gets fixed.
I'm having major issues with is the comfort part, getting rid of that comfort. But I'm getting better, because I used to just order tons and tons of fast food.
What did I say earlier in my retro react? What did I address yesterday? When it comes to Chantal and her addictions, her not doing something, it's not because she's in recovery for that something. It's because she's dry. She has no access to it, or she can't get to it. That's why she's not doing it. And if you're dry, that means you are not recovered. It just means at that moment, you can't get to what you want. And we can't trust her anyway. Her claiming that I haven't had fast food. I don't trust that. I really don't. My bet is that she's eating the fast food off camera. And I say that because she is severely, highly, extremely addicted to fast food. And if she wasn't getting it, she'd be a raging mess all the time. All of it. So if she's somewhat calm, you best believe she's eating some kind of fast food off camera. Maybe she's saving that for cameos and special requests from her feedies, telling them, I'm not doing it on YouTube anymore. You want it, you got to pay for the food and you got to pay for a personal request, kind of locking that part of her life down to make more money because she is broke. But the eating of the fast food and I'm not doing it, lies.
So um, I think that maybe I haven't gained weight. I'm really like,
You think or you know? Weren't you just on the scale? Wouldn't the scale tell you if you gain weight? I would think so. You would see the number go up. So, what is this I think crap? What do you mean you think? You know, you know, you know.
like surprised that it's stayed the same. Because like I thought my previous setting, but it's never done that before.
It was stuck at the previous setting. Another admission. Oh, it's stuck at the previous setting. So, let's just go with that. So, how are we supposed to trust your way in, Chantal? Why would anybody trust them when it's stuck? And you like it to be stuck because the number's not going up.
So, and like I've showed you guys many times, um, the scale does not have a tamper option. This is to change from pounds to kgs, battery.
You can put stuff beneath the round pegs of the scale, and that will mess with the number.
It's just a very simple scale, but it's built to. This is not the scale from the villa. It's a new scale. Wansa is a Kuwait brand. Um, so yeah, I don't know. I think I was the exact same weight last time I weighed.
And there's no way. There's no way that could happen. If she's piling on the food like nobody's business, how could that number stay the same? Not possible.
And I had been up a little bit last time too, and it kind of makes sense that I would stay the same because I have been eating the same in a way.
In a way, if you were eating the same, there would be no, in a way, sort of, kind of.
Same patterns, but just eating more. So, for example, I bought those 3 big bags of broccoli. I have one left, and it's only been like a couple days or so. Um, because if I feel like eating something at night, I'll usually make like a whole bag of broccoli. It's a low calorie volume food, and I'll just put like a bit of soy sauce or something on it.
Oh, first of all, broccoli can make you gassy. And if Salah is sleeping next to her, I'm sure he's not going to like that. And then she's going to add soy sauce. Soy sauce is very salty, very salty. I mean, anybody who's ever eaten, say, sushi, you put soy sauce on it, it makes you thirsty because it is so salty. And Chantal doesn't do sauces or dressings and dabs, like a little bit here, a little bit there. She probably drenched the broccoli in soy sauce, which is a lot of sodium. It's a lot of sodium, and she doesn't need it.
Sometimes a little bit of butter. I try
Oh, Lord. And the butter, too.
not to overdo it with the butter. It's just these little things that I try really, really hard, and you wouldn't believe the willpower it takes, even just from changing. And number one, not eating fast food when I was eating it like twice a day. Okay.
Because you can't afford it.
But even just making a little change, like not adding 2 to 3 tablespoons of butter and only adding a teaspoon, just that cut down takes a lot of willpower and a lot of strength, inner strength. And I guess sometimes you just get tired. You just get really tired and burnt out. And I think that's what's happening with me right now. And also, just like I said, fall, Halloween, it's like a comfort time for me.
Lord. So what you're saying to us, Chantal, is like, I'm trying to behave. I'm trying to be good. So the front part of the title of this video, I had a rough week. What you're really trying to say is I had some B moments, right? That's what you're really saying. What does it mean when you have a rough week? Usually that means it's connected to food. It means you're eating more than normal. So you've not been staying on track. And you know it. And we know it too. And you know that we know. It's just that for some reason you can't admit that you've had B moments of one type or another, of one amount or another. That's what a rough week with you is.
I'm seeing all these.
And you're also planning to have more B moments. You're pretty much just laying it out in front of us. Oh, Halloween's coming up. I won't be able to resist the junk food. I'm going to have to eat the junk food on Halloween. All this candy and sugar and carbs that I really shouldn't have. You're already planning for it. And the same thing is going to happen around Thanksgiving and Christmas. Oh, it's the holidays. I have to eat fast food. I have to go wild because it's the holidays. No, you don't automatically have to do that. You can say no. Just no. You can have some resolve and say, I'm not going to do that. I could do that, but I'm not going to do that. Temptation is going to be there, but I'm going to say no to the temptation. I'm going to tell temptation to F off. I'm in control here. I'm the driver of this vehicle, and I'm going to drive it where I want it to go versus where the addiction wants for it to go. You can say no.
These treats on online grocery stores, or restaurant, dessert places that have pumpkin cupcakes and.
One moment. Booger, come here. My cat Booger hears my female friend outside the door, and she's growling at her because she only likes me. She's like in defense mode right now. Booger, come here. Hey, you with the little face, come here. 1 second. Booger, come here. Come here, baby. It's okay. It's all right. You're defending mom. My cat acts like a guard dog sometimes. Here she goes. Booger, baby, come here. She'll be all right. She's just protective of the bedroom because that's her area. She hears voices and other cats outside the door, and she's just being defensive. Let's keep going.
And Krispy Kreme has pumpkin spice donuts, and I'm not usually a sweet tooth person, but just the fact that it's pumpkin spice and reminds me of all the fun I've had in the fall at home back in Canada and wanting.
You know what, Chantal? If you miss home, if you miss your family, if you miss Canada, you know what you do? Instead of picking out on junk food to remind yourself of home, how about go home? How about go home? How about go visit your family? Spend some time in Canada. You can visit Canada. You don't have to stay in Kuwait and use food as a nostalgic callback to time in Canada. Just go home. If you're missing Canada that bad to where it's going to cause you to pig out, maybe the solution is to go home.
To bring it here.
You're not bringing Canada to Kuwait through food. By eating a bunch of fast food that reminds you of home, you're not filling that void inside yourself. You're just filling up your stomach with things it does not need.
It just makes me crave, this time of year makes me crave comfort food.
So, there again, we're finding the excuses, y'all. We're laying out the blueprint for the B moment she's going to have on camera. She's already laying it out. She's already saying, I'm going to use being lonely and missing home and missing Canada as a reason to go wild with the food for the next 3 months. 2 months, excuse me. That's what we're going to do. I'm already laying it out. I'm going to go wild, and I'm going to use missing home as a reason to have these moments. So I'm going to appear extra pathetic in front of people. I'm weak, guys. You don't understand. Excuses.
In general, um, pot pies, rich pastas, stews are fine. They can be made to be healthier. So it's, I know it's probably not going to look like something spectacular, this journey that I'm doing. Um, but like I said, I'm not coming on here at the end of the journey when, when there's success, great success, something to brag about, 100 pounds lost kind of thing. I'm really just trying to cope, and I'm dealing with small changes right now. And I do want to get back on the track that I was before, when I was
Then get on it.
like consistently losing, and I was down to 151.5. I want to get there again, and I want to just one step at a time. I want to get out of the 150 kgs. I want to see that 149 number, you know. Um, but like I said, it's not just
But you're never going to get there as long as you're already pre-planning to get off track and stay off track for quite a while. You're already pre-planning reasons and excuses and justification to keep going for quite a while. Pre-planning for Halloween, pre-planning for Thanksgiving, pre-planning for Christmas. Already justifying it. Already saying, I'm allowing myself this. I'm going to give it to myself because of these reasons versus saying no.
numbers on the scale. I actually take comfort in the little accomplishments, like the no fast food, because you guys know me.
You know what? It doesn't matter if the food comes from McDonald's or Burger King or someplace local. It doesn't matter if Salah brings her their food from somebody local, carb heavy, salt heavy, sugar heavy, just heavy stuff in general. It's still going to make you sick, Chantal. It doesn't have to come from a fast food chain. It doesn't. It's unhealthy food, and unhealthy portions are unhealthy food and unhealthy portions.
I was the biggest fast food addict.
Still are. What do you mean you was? You still are, ma'am. You still are. Even if you were in recovery for your food addiction. Every addict knows that even if you are in recovery, technically speaking, you're still an addict. Whatever you're addicted to, you are forever addicted. It's just either you're on the recovery side of the fence, where you have coping skills and coping mechanisms and willpower, and you've had therapy and inpatient and whatever else you need, that you're on the other side of things, where you can say no and you can control yourself versus letting the addiction control you. But you're forever an addict. The temptation's always going to be there. So don't say, I was a fast food addict. You still are. You're still active with it. If you were on the recovery side, you would be inactive. But you're not. You're definitely not.
And the way I've been able to keep that away is eating adequate food here, kind of switching it up. Instead of a chicken royal, a bag of broccoli. Yes, I eat a lot of cheese and stuff like that. But
and cheese is pure fat. Cheese is pure fat, Chantal.
I've had, I do eat maybe the bags of chips I eat are so tiny.
And you probably eat a lot of them, which cancels out any effects they might have as far as being better for you. It doesn't matter if the bags are little. If you're eating several at a time, you're still eating too much.
Literally, when you dump the bag out, all the chips can fit in the palm of your hand. So even a few of those must be like the equivalent of a regular small bag of chips. So I buy those little bags of chips because I can still eat chips and it's not, even after just two or three of those, I'm satisfied with that craving.
I don't think she's satisfied with the craving. I mean, I don't know what's going on behind the scenes. I don't know if Salah is locking down the food and only giving her so much of her naughty foods. That might be what's going on.
Um, but I am a little surprised because I thought, I gain weight fast. And
Yeah, that tends to happen. Sometimes when you get older, it's easier to put on weight faster. It's harder to get it off and keep it off. It depends on the metabolism and family genetics and all that. It depends on the person. Depends on a lot of things. But if you know this about yourself, Chantal, why haven't you slowed down with your eating? If you know that you can gain weight like nobody's business really fast, why not slow down?
I thought for sure I would be up in weight. Um, Another thing I've been loving to eat is cold cuts. I love.
And another thing, since we're on this subject, for those who might want to know, need to know, did y'all know that lack of sleep can contribute to weight gain? That if you don't get proper sleep, that can actually cause you to gain weight because your body produces the fat hormone cortisol. It produces more of that. Also, if you're someone and you are exhausted, you're tired, you work hard, and you go into bed and you're not getting proper sleep, what happens? You wake up in the morning exhausted, tired. And what are you craving? You're craving the carbs because carbs give our body fuel. So if you're tired and you're run down and exhausted, your body is going to crave more of the sugar and more of the carbs as quick fuel to get done whatever it is you need to get done. You'll reach for that extra sugar coffee. You'll reach for that donut. You'll reach for anything bread, carbs, sugar related to make up for the exhaustion, to try to counteract it a little bit. So she goes to bed with a full stomach. That will contribute to weight gain. She's got bad sleeping habits. That's another factor. So, like, all of these things going on are adding up to her gaining more and more weight. But if you got your sleep pattern together, Chantal, maybe the weight would slow down just a little bit.
Love deli meats, and instead of eating the high fat pork variety that I would eat in Canada, I get turkey, lean turkey, oven roasted turkey, and that must not have. I mean, it has a fraction of the calories. It's very low in calories. Very.
I'm just going to point this out. I'm not poo-pooing on you eating a turkey sandwich, Chantal, because that is a healthier option considering what you normally eat. But even if you eat a turkey sandwich or a healthy breakfast plate, which is okay, the moment you sit down and you do a mukbang where you're eating an entire casserole dish full of pasta layered in like this much cheese, it kind of cancels some of that out. Is the thinking, if I have a healthy breakfast plate and a turkey sandwich, I can go wild at dinner? I think that is part of your thinking. That if you think to yourself, if I eat a turkey sandwich and if I eat a healthy breakfast plate, then that justifies and levels out and evens out and equalizes eating wild at dinner. It doesn't. It's still bad. It's good that you're not eating fast food 3 times a day, but it's just you trying to find shortcuts and workarounds to continue eating badly, which is bad for your health. And it's not good for your diabetes. It's not good for anything. You're always looking for shortcuts so you can have those B moments, so you can satisfy the feedy people that are sending you money for requests. Always looking for ways you can make that happen versus just straight up stopping.
Lean, low fat food, but it still feels like I'm eating cold cuts, you know? So I'm trying to find little tricks like that. And I think they've kind of been working because my weight hasn't fluctuated like at all. I'm just staying the same, and that happens. You plateau a lot. So I think if I had been keeping up the treadmill, I think I would have been down.
I don't think she would plateau this soon. I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, it's okay. But given her weight, I don't think Chantal has put in enough effort to where she would arrive at a plateau quite this soon. I don't know when that plateau would arrive, as far as if she were really working hard and exercising hard and really correcting her diet, that she would arrive at a plateau this quick. She's not done enough. If she were really going for it, she could probably lose at least a couple 100 pounds before she hit her plateau. And then she would have to readjust, and maybe the weight would keep dropping off. But she's not even gotten started to say anything like a plateau.
Down a bit, for sure. Because when you work out, like I was doing the treadmill in the mornings, you get your metabolism working when you work out.
Chantal, you'd be on that treadmill for less than, 10 minutes? Walking at the slowest speed? And then you would stop. So how many calories are you burning in 10 minutes?
Thing when you get up.
And you were trying to justify being on the treadmill for shorter bursts, saying, because I'm a bigger person, I'm burning more calories. Well, how do you know that? How can you be sure? How do you even know what you're burning if you're on there for that short a time?
And your body is a calorie burning machine for a good part of the day after that, from what I've heard.
Yeah, when you give a nice hard workout, which you didn't.
So,
and even if it is, let's just say it is, that's all pretty much squashed the moment you sit down with a huge Cheesecake Factory mukbang.
Yeah, that's about it, I guess. I just wanted to update you guys. I know it's Weigh-In Wednesday. I was pretty discouraged before doing it, but I thought, I have to do it. I have to be holding myself accountable.
But you're not. You're not. You're not being truthful to yourself or to your audience or anybody. You can't hold yourself accountable if you're in a place where you're not ready to tell the truth. When you continue lying all the time means you're not ready for accountability. You're just not ready. You're still in a state of denial about everything. So there's no accountability here.
And not just running away when it gets tough or when I think I've failed or I'm going through a hard part. And I really, don't want to be so caring or give attention to negative people, because
then don't. What's that new channel all about? The Foodie Meanie channel. What's that about? What's that about? I don't want to give attention to negative people at the same time you make a whole nother channel. I don't want to get attention to negative people making community posts about BBJ at 8:30 in the morning. Make up your mind. Do you want people's attention or don't you? Because you go out of your way to try to get attention, Chantal. Sitting there poking at people and having people around you like go after other people's channels, dox them. But you don't want our attention. You don't want FFG's attention, but you'll go on Kick and watch her when you don't have to. Why do you seek out people's attention if you don't want it, when you don't have to do it? Because you want attention. You do. Just say it. Say it. You can't get enough attention. It's not possible to give Chantal a level of attention where she says, I am satisfied. I am sated. I'm content. She'll never be content. She wants all the attention. She wants all the spotlight on her. She doesn't care what she has to do to get it, whether it's raging in general or raging at the reaction channels or raging at her own community or saying offensive things or doing offensive things. It's all about getting attention and money. You want to know what's in Chantal's heart? Money. Always concerned about the money because she knows her life is an upside down pyramid with everything in her life balanced on a little teeny tiny point at the bottom. And if that one point disappears, it all falls down. Money is that teeny little pinpoint at the bottom, holding the rest of it up. If something happens to her money, her whole world is going to come crashing down. All of it. The place in Kuwait, Salah being around her, Nader talking to her, the attention she gets on YouTube, gone. 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 She's walking a tightrope. She knows that. Is she taking steps to fix her issues, to make a nest egg in case something does happen? Is there a plan B at work here? Nah. No, there's not. You're hanging on by a thread, Chantal. A thread. And yet you won't get off your butt and do something about that.
It's everywhere. People just like coming for you. The minute you eat something they don't think you should, especially carbs. You wouldn't imagine the hate I get over carbs. It's really funny. But and I'm not talking about concerned people who have an opinion about carbs. I'm talking about like really crazy people who come for you. But anyway, so this is Weigh In Wednesday. I gotta crack down, man, because I really just want to have more stamina to do a lot of things when I travel next, when we travel next.
That was a slip up where I travel next. Nah, it's okay, Chantal. You said it right the first time where you travel next. Because he probably ain't going to go with you. I mean, he had the option to go to Thailand with you. Did he? No. Want to know why? Because he didn't want to. He knew what a nightmare you were back in Thailand the first time you went. And he said, no, thanks. I'm good. Imagine that. Somebody who loves to travel turning down a free, all expenses paid trip to Thailand. And it all has to do with the person he's traveling with. Because the person, the traveling partner in question, is such a nightmare that they're going to say, my vacation is actually here in Kuwait away from you. You go on ahead. You do what you got to do, girl. I'll stay here. Turning down a free trip because of you. Because he knew what he had to have to deal with if he went with you. And I think he also wanted to test you, Chantal. I think him sending you to Thailand by yourself, that was a bit of a test. That entire time that you were in Thailand, I think that was a testing ground. He wanted to see what you would do in Thailand by yourself. Like, how responsible of an adult are you? How motivated to make content are you? Would you be that person that you would eat healthy food in Thailand and make a point to get some stuff done and get some interesting content in a wonderful place filled with wonderful people? He wanted to see, as an adult, how you would function And boy, did you flunk that test. You showed him how pathetic you really were, how codependent you are. You flunked. And I'm sure watching you, he was thinking, wow, like, wow. Like she cannot function on her own at all. Not sexy, not appealing, not admirable. He took notice of it all. Trust me, he did.
And yes, we're going together because I'm not traveling if he doesn't come with me. But no.
Well, you're the one that you're on a tourist visa. You got to leave every few months. We know that. He doesn't have to go anywhere. It's you're the one that has to travel. He doesn't have to go with you.
There's no reason he wouldn't come with me unless it was an emergency situation. So we'll be traveling together, inshallah. And
she says that now, but I guess her next visit out anywhere is going to be somewhere in December. She's got to leave again. We'll see.
I want to be in shape. I want to do some fun things, you know. I want to like snorkel and I don't know. We'll see. I don't even know if we can snorkel where we're going, but I want to snorkel here is what I meant. That would be fun because the Gulf Sea, you know. Anyways, this is encouraging me to get back on track, actually. And when I think about it, actually, I don't think I'm gonna wait till I might allow myself like a treat on Halloween, but I won't let it like fully derail me. So, yeah. Friggin' tough. But at least I'm not 166 anymore.
Look at this. All through this video, the shifty eyes, man, just back and forth, back and forth. I can't with her. Like, she's not even believing what she's saying, and she's the liar letting the lies coming out of her mouth. She's not even believing what she's saying. She knows she's lying. That's why she can't look at the camera and talk to it. And that is such a tell. When you got somebody in front of you that they're lying, they won't look you in the eye. They will lie to your face. You know, it's just when you know you're lying, you'll look away. You'll look all over the place. Look at her. She's looking all over the place. Liar.
No, ma'am. I was very uncomfortable at that weight. So I think it does matter. Like if you eat at home, even if you eat more at home, it's still like there's like calories and so many calories in fast food. It's crazy.
There's calories in all food, Chantal. Again, it doesn't matter if the food is at home or fast food. Too much is too much, no matter where it comes from. Don't fool yourself into thinking that, oh, fast food is the worst food. Yeah, it's not that great for you, but you can easily overdo it at home too.
You know, a lot more than eating like 3 Baby Bell cheeses and a bag of broccoli, some turkey meat. Still less calories. Even just a Baby Bell cheese has 60 calories or 70 calories. It's not that much. It's not bad. Unless you eat 10, but no, I don't eat that much.
Yes, you do.
Maybe 3. I don't know. In one sitting, but I try to eat one. But they're so good. Have you guys ever had Baby Bell cheese?
So you know what you do if your weakness is cheese, and we know your weakness is cheese because you just can't keep your hands out of the cheese. You know what you do? Take the cheese out of the house. If it's out of your reach, you can't do it. If you can reach out and grab it, or you can walk across the room and get it, it's too close. If you got a food addiction, if you're trying to get on top of your food issue, the best place for that food is out of your home, because then it becomes a whole process. If you want a certain food, you start thinking about, what do I have to do to get the food? I have to go to the store. I have to buy it. I have to go to the checkout counter, and I have to have it rung up and then bring it home in a bag and then do it. There's like several steps involved with getting what you want versus, oh, the cheese is in the fridge, I can just go get it. If you've got temptation foods, you got to make it a complete pain in the ass to get to them. And just because it's a pain, that might alone stop you from doing it. You can't make it easy on yourself. You can't make it too easy to get to your temptations, because the temptations will always win.
The temptation in life. Right, Juice? She's a treat fiend as well. You should see her.
Why? Why is she a treat fiend? Chantal, I'll remember when you were living at the Canadian villa with Pete's. Instead of giving your cats regular cat food, you were just throwing treats at them, constantly giving them treats. Not even good treats, not even healthy treats, just junk treats. You treat yourself to junk food, and you were giving your cats the equivalent of junk food. And sometimes you would run out of food. There were many times you ran out of food. All the money you were making, you couldn't be bothered to make sure there was enough moist food and kibble in the house for them. So you treat your cats the way you treat yourself. You don't care for yourself. You don't care for your pets. You eat junk food. They eat junk food too. And sometimes you might starve them of what they need. Why is it that Julia is all over you these days? The way that BBJ was, all over your chair, grabbing onto your sandwich, running off with it. Are you starving her too? Are you denying her food? You better not be, you evil witch.
Freak out when I get the treats out. Anyway, I guess I'll go for now. I just wanted to update you on what I'm doing. Yes, I've been in a rough patch since the last week.
Who cares? Who cares? We don't care. You don't care. So why should we care? You've got nothing going on in your life. Nothing. There's a lot of people in this world, Chantal, they have accomplished more with a lot less. There are people that have full-time jobs. They're on top of their game. They're getting it done, handling their business. Yet here you are. All you got to do is post a video to YouTube, and you got all kinds of free time and resources and money to make anything you want happen. So if you're making bad choices, that's what you choose. That's what you have chosen. So after choosing something freely, willingly, knowingly, can you complain about it? No. So stop whining to everybody. Stop bitching. Stop acting like a baby that needs to be taken care of, and act like a freaking adult.
The first couple of days into the week went fine. Motivated, doing treadmill the last few days.
And you hated every minute you were on that treadmill. Remember what you said, Chantal? Let's get it over with. So you had a negative attitude towards that treadmill. You didn't want to get on it. You didn't want to do it at all. That's why the treadmill is unplugged right now. You just gave up on it. So how are you going to accomplish things in life if you give up even before you get fully started?
Not so much. But I will get back on track, and I'm still not back up to where I was. I'll consider that some good progress. And again, no fast food. I do eat out. I want to, emphasize the difference between, yes, I eat out, but not fast food.
What is that if not fast food?
Which is my major addiction,
Chantal, again, it doesn't matter where the food comes from, your kitchen or somebody else's kitchen or fast food joint. You're a food addict. You've been a food addict for years. And I'm going to close out this video by saying, I'm just shaking my head over here. This whole video, it felt like a series of excuses to me. And I heard a whole lot of reasons why she's going to be off track. She's going to stay off track. She's already planning to be off track and use the holidays as justification for being off track. So it is what it is, and it's going to be what it's going to be. But what it's always been, Chantal, is your choice. So if your choices lead you down a certain road where one day you're bedbound and sick, understand that it will be your fault because you made those choices that led you there. So I'm going to end it here. Hope everybody has a great day, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Until then, take care of yourselves and each other. Bye.